Norm in the administration. Joe Biden's nominee, for example, for the ambassador to the African Union, which is extremely important, isn't exactly up to snuff either. Last year, she admitted she failed her first foreign officer test. Watch.
In our system, you have to take a written exam, and then there's an oral assessment. And it takes time. It's quite a difficult path. The first year I took the exam, it was, pencil and paper. I came in from my village to the Capitol, and I was on village time, and I couldn't even get through the English grammar section, which was my forte, because I was on village time, and I hadn't gotten through about 2/3 of the questions. Wow. And they said, "Okay, time's up," and so I didn't pass that year.
I didn't know Kenny G was in the room. This sounds kind of interesting, that background music. Joe Simonson is an investigative reporter at the Washington Free Beacon. He broke this story. This is an important job. Right? I mean, Africa is a continent we're in contention with China and Russia. She's not ready for this job.
No, and Brian, you missed the best part. She failed it twice.
Oh, yeah.
She had to take it 3 times. And exactly, she blames it on living on so-called village time. I'll let your viewers look into what that means exactly. I won't get into it here. Don't worry. But exactly, this is part of a pattern from the White House of not exactly nominating the most qualified individuals for this post. And some Republican senators are pumping the brakes, saying we're not just going to wade through all these people, as you mentioned, for a very important post to basically be the ambassador for the entire African continent.
And just so you know, I just looked into the background of these hearings and how it's going. And J.D. Vance, among the senators, who said, I don't even know if you're qualified or not, but I don't like your approach, because all you're doing in the approach with the State Department is you're hectoring and you're pandering and you're moralizing. These people need economic help. They need advisors. And guess who's doing that? 1, 2, 3, China. And guess who's plowing their way through? Russia, using their mercenaries, the Wagner Group. We are missing an opportunity not to dominate, but to aid these countries in their quest to thrive in that continent.
Right, exactly, Brian. So her last post was ambassador to Ghana. During her post there, she was demanding for gay rights parades in Ghana. During her 2020 4th of July address, which was done virtually, of course, because of COVID, and she was scared of the coronavirus, she was talking about George Floyd and structural racism. And one of the things that Senator Vance is trying to focus on is that these State Department officials are completely politicizing their positions, and they're not necessarily even qualified to be there to begin with.
Joe, we used to have different philosophies. I get it, during the Cold War especially. But it seems like we have to convince our State Department to like America, be proud of it when you go to help other countries, because they seem to like us more than we like ourselves.
Right, exactly. It's very... Sure. It's very difficult to understand where the Biden administration is coming from. Like you said, this nomination, this one doesn't seem to really appreciate America very much. And most dangerously, we have our adversaries like China building roads and bridges in these countries.
But they extort them. They say, yeah, I'll build you a road and bridge. You can't afford to pay, so we'll take it. We do not do that. We help people. We don't take from people. That would be our great calling card, because we do it the right way. Why doesn't our State Department understand that? This is an important job, another person who checks boxes instead of who wants to do the job and is capable of. Joe, thanks so much for bringing it forward. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Brian.
All right.